What's up, guys? It's yours truly, Empress Chassie Wormington, aka All That Chas, aka Lupus Slayer. Yeah, I have not been feeling good. I've been really, really sick. But it seemed like I'm not because I've been active but I'm just making the very best of it because, I'm stuck in the house. So what I would do is just bore myself crazy or just be depressed or whatever. No, that's not me. I can't go out like that. But anyway, this truth will only offend those who are guilty of it. Um, hey Donald, how are you? It, I've been around dudes all my life. I've been around people, period, or different states, different countries. It's something that I have noticed consistently is that, and it has actually gotten worse. It's increased. A lot of men, melanin men, are picking up this habit of smoking, even if it's ganja or cigarettes, cigars. They have adopted this habit of smoking. Some do it because they think it's cool. Some do it because it's a trend. Some do it because that's what they had been introduced to and um, engaged to do it. Some get into it because of peer pressure. Some because of their nerves. People have different reasons why, but and even with females, it's on the rise too. But the reason I'm addressing males is because I get a lot of men that don't understand. They take it personal and offensive if I turn down a date because he spoke or because he have those type of habits. First and foremost, I've never ever been able to really tolerate smoke. Even with too much steam in the shower, too much steam in the kitchen when I'm cooking, even being around a barbecue grill, I've always had respiratory issues from a little girl. So for me, I can't be around that too much, and it has gotten to the point where now I have developed a chronic illness called obstructive pulmonary disease, where my lungs are literally are literally polluted, where I had to, well, they were polluted. I had to get a detox, but nevertheless I'm still battling respiratory issues, and that's on top of the chronic asthma that I had already developed because we had been around too much smoke, and I cannot be around it like that. So for me, it's not the matter of me not wanting to date someone, and I don't like the smell of it. Even ganja, I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the smell of it anyway. So I guess that it gives me migraines. Like I can't stand it. It does. Any kind of smoke, even barbecue, as good as it smells, I can get a headache from it because that's just how my system is. Everybody's body and system is different. For me, that's what happens with my body. So I'm stating this because I'm not conceited at all, but I'm not even on Facebook in the first place for dating. And I clearly state that in my profile, under my profile picture, that I'm not on Facebook to date. If you want to message me, it have to be about business. You don't need to message me give me a compliment, and I say that in the most humblest and most grateful spirit and attitude. But there's no reason to inbox me for that reason, because as soon as I respond to it, then there's going to be another response, and then there's going to be conversations that I'm just not wanting to have. Hey, JL, how are you? And so I don't even entertain it, because once you start entertaining it, it will go another it will go to another level. And I don't want to be disrespectful to anyone. I don't want anybody to feel like, oh, like I'm trying to put him down, or I'm trying to look down on him, or being disrespectful. Because when I know, for me, I can say this from my own experience and what I have seen other women go through. A woman can politely decline a man's offer for dates, or you know or just not wanting to flirt back with him, and he would take it offensive, like she's trying to be stuck up or she thinks she all that. It's not that. We as women have the right to say no. Just like men do. We don't have to always give ourselves to men, just like men don't have to always give themselves to women, don't have to always spend their money on a woman, even if they're out on a date, unless he asked her out on a date and he did clarify, look, you we're gonna split this the tab. If he don't specify that, then you asking her out on a date, then the assumption is automatically that you're going to take care of the tab. But I'm just saying it shouldn't be taken offensive because it's not offensive. So I have to we like to address this because I don't want it to be where someone where guys are getting my lack of response or me not responding back to their DMs, especially if they're sending me pictures of them smoking or whatever. They think it is cool and it's cute, and that I'm about that life. No, I'm not. That's a 100% turn off. I don't care how good looking you are. I don't care how good of a man you are. I don't care what you got going for yourself. I cannot be around smoke. Period. I don't like the smell of it either. It gives me headache. It makes me nauseated. It makes my nose bleed. It makes my throat swell. So no, I can't be around it at all. So it's nothing against the person, him or herself, because I know a lot of very, good guys, like amazing men. But because they have picked up that nasty habit, I haven't even been able to entertain the idea of dating them when they have asked. And, I have to always try to explain that. And even when I explain it, that it's my health that's at stake, I still get a lot of backlash. I get a lot of guys that get very offensive. They want to curse all of a sudden. Now I'm a B, I'm a H. Oh, you going to stay lonely or you going to be by yourself forever. And then I was like, okay, well, if I have to be by myself forever, so be it. I have a child now that's almost 21. I mean, I done lived my life. I've lived a lot of life, rather should I state. I've been married before, so if for whatever reason the universe see fit for me not to, remarry, get married again, or actually have the life that I desire to have in a relationship or whatever with the men, then so be it. I'm not going to sit up here and make myself miserable about it. But I know I have to do what's best for me. And I don't understand why that should be a problem. Because my thing is, if you claiming that you care about a person and then they have a condition, or there's things that you may do or engage in, it's just like if somebody's a gangbanger. Say, I put it the opposite. Let's just do a woman. Okay, say a man meet a woman and then find out she's a notorious gangbanger. And she lived this crazy and excited, adventurous life, but dangerous and deadly life. The risk of being with her is the risk of you probably getting shot by a stray bullet, getting caught up and locked up, in stuff that she done did because you are with her. You are, you know, in her life, like on that level. So they will see you as an accessory, if it's a drug charge or a robbery or something like that that she has done. So it's not about me personally, just something that I personally do not like. Is I also cannot be around it because of my health. I'm very delicate, and seeing like the older I get, the more sensitive my system has become, and it's to the point now where I have an air filter. I have to change my filter out every week. I keep I open my windows. I get fresh air throughout to circulate throughout my home. We have to use sage because sage actually filter out, like you boil it, not smoke it, but boil it preferably. It'll actually purify the air in your home. Having fern plants and elephant leaf plants actually help create oxygen in your home. So excuse me, I do things and have things to help create oxygen in my home because I need it for my health. Um, and I also have an oxygen machine. I actually have a portable oxygen machine that I have to use. So no, I can't be with somebody who smoke. It's not because he smoked and there's an I'm putting an image or him or stereotyping typing him to be a gangster or a thug or a low life or anything like that. What they have to do with somebody being successful because they smoke don't mean they can't be successful and be a good, upstanding human being and in person. That doesn't have anything to do with it. It's just that for me, for my health, I can't do it. And sadly, this has become a habitual issue and problem where I could go somewhere, say if I went to a bar and there's people, got people there, I would see a majority of people that's smoking are going to be men, especially melanin men, white men too, Hispanic men, no matter, it's men, just seem to have adopted this habit really, really bad. And unfortunately, some women, regardless of their nationality or race, and even with the men, regardless of his nationality or race, if he's picked up this habit and you meet someone who is kind of crazy because you'll meet somebody and it's be like, dang, everything will be right on point except that one factor because it affects your health. So then you can't even take that you can't even take it there, so it's like you can't even entertain the person at all, like don't even start it, because if you start it then and then suddenly pull away, it'll be like you toying with the person's emotions, so you can't even start it at all. So that's what they do. um and it's nothing personal at all, and I do not look down, because I had a guy tell so, oh, you just seem to look down on guys who smoke. Because of the way I responded to him, I responded to his advance. I did let him know, I appreciate your compliment. I thank you so much. I'm not, but I'm not on Facebook for dating at all. I don't even entertain those kind of messages when they come in my inbox because it it creates things. And I said, and you see how even though I'm not entertaining, you still getting offensive by the fact that you sent me a picture and you sent me a picture you smoking ganja, and it immediately turned me off anyway just from that, and you're taking it the wrong way when I'm letting you know it's more of my health that's at stake than the fact that you smoke. I don't care that you smoke. That's your lungs, it's your body. Do whatever you want to do. But for me, I can't engage. And then not only that, I'm not on Facebook for dating, you know. So he got all in his feelings, and like his ego got bruised or something, and I didn't even do anything to him, because first and foremost, if you really that into somebody and you see that they don't want to be bothered on that level, then why even try to go there with them when they've made it clear that that's not what they're interested in. And I know for me, that's not something that I'm interested in, especially in this place and time in my life, because I have to focus on my health. I'm not saying if by chance, something come, I meet somebody along the way or whatever, because that can happen and do happen. And it could be on Facebook, or it could be in person or on Instagram, through some other social media form, without, even though that's not my intention, doesn't mean that it cannot happen, because we can't tell the universe how to draw that person to us, our, as people call it, soulmate to us. We don't know what channel, what avenue the universe may use. So I'm not just like bashing or saying, oh, I got this on Facebook, I'm not saying it like that, but it's just the fact that a lot of times when someone come to me, when somebody's really interested in you, to me, they're going to check you out. They're going to scope out how you do, how you operate. They're going to kind of watch you first instead of just going into your DM, because they're just seeing your face, or for some women who show their bodies and stuff, and they got these banging bodies, and you know, and that's the thing that attracts, because you attract by what you see. So that I understand that, but that should not be the core reason and the only reason why you would want to contact that person or be with that person, or the primary reason that you would want to be with that person, because they look good to you. Okay, they may be a jerk, be a jerk. They may be a jackass, could be a murderer, a child molester, a beater, a woman beater, or a man beater. Because some women do beat men. So it's just like you're not even trying to figure this person out. You just looking at what you see, and then just immediately going after them like that. And that to me turns me off. Like, I don't like for a guy to just come and charge at me like that. That's not being as they say, aggressive, or in a good way, that is, or just being bold or brave. That's not being bold and brave to me. To me, that's being reckless. It's being careless, because he just pursuing, and you don't even know what you're pursuing or what you're getting into. Have you seen any of my watch a few of my videos? Have you visited, even taken the time to visit my website? Do you even realize that I do advocacy work? Do you even realize that I'm preparing myself to run for, a state senator for the state of Georgia? It's just like there's different things that may have already put out there, and they're clueless about it. And then you're asking me for my personal number when I clearly state that I'm not going to be doing that. So it's just like when you automatically show disrespect to me like that, and I'm already letting you know, that to me, that's a red flag to me. Like, it shows that you don't that you have complete disregard for my feelings. You'll have disregard for how that you're not sensitive to my needs and stuff like. See, I pay attention to stuff like that. All that, just a way a man approached me tells me a lot about him as a person to me, because every time I've been approached by a guy like that, and I try to give him the benefit of the doubt, because I just be like, all first time impressions isn't always going to be the best. People have their days, and then it could be a combination of things, like maybe he was nervous, or maybe he just really not good about approaching women, because it takes a lot of guts to do that. It takes a lot of guts. I have a son, and so I know it takes a lot of guts for a man to, ask a woman out on a date, or, to approach a woman. So I understand that, and who wants to be turned down? You know what I'm saying? So I understand that aspect of it, but at the same time, when I have always done that, it never went well. It's like after that first or second date, it was a wrap, because I'm just like, this isn't gonna work. And I know me. I know how I am. I know myself very, very well. So I can already tell a lot of times, just by the way a guy approached me, we ain't gonna get along. No. And just because you have a mutual attraction to someone physically doesn't mean that you all should take it further than just a friendship or whatever. I don't need no friends with benefits. I hate when people say, "Oh, your friend with benefits." I don't need no damn friend with benefits. I have friends with benefits. I have best friends. They're the benefits of having best friends. They're loyal, is the ones that I have anyway. I can't speak to other people. They're very loyal, very loving, very supportive, very concerned about my welfare, being, and my son and my family. And just as I am with theirs, we're like a family. So I get benefits. Those are the best benefits. I don't know why it's always got to be reduced to something sexual. Can you please just try to get to know me as a person? You're not even trying to get to know me as a person. You just want to immediately jump into bed with me and and get your freak on. I'm not like that. When I was younger, I used to, it didn't matter, whatever. Let's do this. Young, dumb, anxious, just out there, very exciting, and just been doing stupid stuff spontaneously or whatever. I outgrew that stage, way outgrown that stage. So that's not me. I'm not going to be one of those. I don't need a sex partner. I don't need quickie man, a 1 minute man, 2 minute man. I don't care if you're a 30 minute to an hour man, 60 minute man. I don't need it. I'm good. I don't, sex don't keep me, and it doesn't control me. I have never been controlled by sex from a man. Never ever. I've been able to walk away quick. Even rich men. I've been with I've had millionaires. Been engaged to them. I walked away. Me walked away because stuff. I don't let. I learned not to let what a man have and what he could do for me control me and put me in a position where I deal with and tolerate any type of discomfort and abuse from him in any form or fashion. Masculinity aggression is abuse. You know, being passive aggressive is abuse. Being narcissistic is abuse. Being egotistic and arrogant and proudful is abuse, because what end up happening is, if you a lot of some men are very sensitive, like they can critique other people. They critique the woman, they can critique other men, they homeboys, they brothers or whatever, but if somebody critique them, it's a problem. And I've seen that it happened with women too. A lot of women are like that. You can't tell her nothing. Shoot, she can critique you and tell you what's all wrong with you, but she don't ever want to address what's wrong with her. You got people that are just like that. The hardest people to face, and the very hardest person to face, where the most hardest person to face in the world is yourself. And a lot of people don't want to face themselves, and that's why they lash out at everybody else and at other people who don't give in and submit to whatever it is that they want from them. So I don't have again, it's never a bashing. I love men, honey. I love men. That's why I have a child. And I know a lot of women have children and they still don't love men like that. But I'm just saying, for me, we love men. But I'm not going to put my health or risk my life to be with nobody. I'm not going to do that. It's just not worth it, because what if I do that, then I'm dead and in the grave, then what good is it? We're not going to be together either way. So like that would be stupid. So that's any man that has a problem with, or they feel like I'm being disrespectful, or I'm being uppity, or I'm being difficult, whatever. It's not that. And not only that, if it's just like, okay, I put it to you this way. If me as a woman DM a guy and be like, can you send me $100 to pay my phone bill or my internet bill? I don't know him. I don't know him. We don't know each other personally at all. It is somebody who I think is cute, or I see flashing money, or I see who seems to be dressed really nice, and I DM him and ask him for some money, and he tell me no. It's like me getting upset and getting an attitude at him for telling me no. He has the right to do that. Or if I ask him out on a date and he tell me no, he has the right to do that. I shouldn't take it personal, because he doesn't owe me anything. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just like, why get upset at somebody who don't even owe you anything in the first place? And again, and I know it takes a lot of guts to ask a woman out and stuff, but if I'm already letting you know that's not why I'm on here, and then you're sending me pictures talking about, of you smoking and all of that stuff, or videos, and you thinking I'm going to be cool with it and it cute or whatever, or it makes you look more manly. It doesn't. It doesn't. Even having a structured life doesn't make a man, to me, manly, because a person can have a structured life, male or female, and be a very vindictive, evil, vile, disrespectful ass person. I may have seen it. Two of my exes that are millionaires are like that. Very arrogant. extremely arrogant. And it's not to bash them or anything, because maybe they have changed over the years, because people can and do change for the better. But at the time, and maybe because they wasn't used to having, well, one of them wasn't used to having that kind of money, because he wasn't born into wealth. He obtained it when he got into professional sports. But the other one, he was born into wealth. His parents and grandparents, and they were always well off, very wealthy people, not rich, wealthy, like they own stuff. And so I guess he always had this sense of entitlement. He always got what he wanted. And when he couldn't get what he wanted from me, it became a battle. Like we could tell, like he didn't like for me to tell him no or object to anything that he wanted. Everything had to be 100% his way. And I understand that's just the way he was raised. He was raised with a silver spoon in his mouth, and people bowed down to him. He had a butler, got dorm, have maids and stuff. Like, was raised with people kissing his ass, grown people kissing his ass all his life. So he get in a relationship, he thinking that's the way, that's his mentality. So I challenged that, and he didn't like it. Yeah, so it could be different reasons, but I'm just saying, don't take it personal. You know, when a female is, doesn't respond to a man, to a man's advance. For those men, don't take it personal, don't take it offensive, because all these gorgeous women out here, like, okay, but don't even be nasty, and you don't even have to be nasty about it, because the thing about it is that just shows true intent. Like, if your intent is truthfully genuine, then why would you get upset and get offensive about it? Like, I don't understand that. Like, what's the point of getting offensive about it? About a woman saying no to you and calling her all kind of degrading names, or being all of a sudden now you want to be mean to her and be rude to her, be, sarcastic towards her and stuff like that, because you're not able to get what you want from us. And that means that your intentions was never genuine and good from the get-go. That it wasn't even about her per se, it was only about you and what you wanted from her. And because you couldn't get it, and now you upset. I mean, that's just crazy. But anyway, I just had to state that, because I don't want anybody to take it personal. Like, guys, don't take it personal. If it seems like I'm not, if it seems like I'm being rude, or I'm not responding back to personal messages that is being sent to me, I don't even entertain anything that I tried not to anyway. So let me rephrase that, because sometimes we get curious minds sometimes make us entertain things that we should not be entertaining, or we said we're not going to entertain. You see what I'm saying? So, but that's why I don't respond. It's nothing out of disrespect to nobody at all. I'm working on me. That I need to work on me. I've always just gone from relationship to relationship, and I never really taken out time for me except 2 times in my life. And I'm 47 now. Okay, so I'm 3 years away from being half a damn century old. Okay, like, hello. I know I don't look it. I look great, right? But anyway, let me stop. But seriously though, like, um, I don't, I know what I want out of life, and I know what I want for me, and I know myself very well, and I know what, for, like, I don't want to have anything. I don't need to be in a relationship with anybody, or need to be dating anybody at this point in stage in time in my life. I really don't. I got too much stuff that I need to take care of for me, and focus on me for a change, and get certain things in place. And then I would be in a better position, and in a good position, especially emotionally and psychologically and spiritually and mentally, to actually be committed and dedicated, and be able to give myself in a relationship as we need to. Because a lot of time relationships and marriages fail because people are not emotionally available, and because they got too much other stuff going on, and so You forget about the emotional and psychological aspect of the relationship, which is or the marriage, which are the most important elements of a marriage. Is having that emotional bond, that spiritual bond, the psychological bond and connection, that mental bond and connection, where it's so strong that you can't, nobody could come in between it, not even yourself, because you're not going to want it to, because you're too in harmony with each other, you're too respectful, you have too much respect, mutual respect and love and honor for each other, that nothing would penetrate it, that kind of relationship or your union. And so I'm not able to commit like that on that level, because I'm still going through stuff that I need to heal and recoup from. So let me work on me. I mean, like, dang on, can a sister work on herself? Like, shoot, you ought to be glad that I'm mature enough to say I need to work on me, because I will not be able to commit myself to you the way you need me to. I won't be able to commit to the relationship the way you need me to, because I'm not ready for that, and I can't go there. I'm not, my focus isn't, I'm not able to focus on that right now at this stage in my life. Like, dang on, can a sister get a pat on the back for being real? Sheesh. Getting all mad and stuff, want to cuss somebody out or whatever, call them all kind of, call them sister all kind of obscene names and stuff, and the meaningful name. Ooh, excuse you all. Sensitive. Dang, delicate. Whatever. But anywho, that's all I wanted to say. Guys who been okay, I would like for you guys to please give me your feedback. Give me your opinion. I mean, like, maybe, I mean, I don't, maybe I should do it, should do a screenshot so you guys can kind of like have an idea, and then just block the person's, Facebook name and stuff out, so you guys can have an idea of what I was saying. But it's just like, I just don't, I don't put myself in, I try not to anyway, put myself in a position or in a situation that I know is not good for me, and that's not going to, that I'm not going to be able to be committed to and give myself in time to. So just give me your feedback about that. But I definitely, and then even especially about, smoking and stuff, and why you think, smoking has become like a very popular thing. It is becoming it has become epidemic amongst people, especially our men. Why you think that is? Like, what's going on with that? What do you think the problem is with that, or what are the contributing factors to that? Just, chime in, give me your inputs, and let me know what you think or feel about that, okay? Thank you guys so much. God bless, one love, peace, and I'm out like a light.